have even said that we are going to, in fact, we need scientists, caterers, who can come and start making research. Just like you make research in the laboratory, let scientific caterers come and start making research on how to come up with plantain food of different sorts, that when Obi Cubana is planning his next birthday, your sauce farm is going to come up with caterers who will garnish the tables with 20, 30 different kinds of plantain delicacies. You have plantain juice. You have plantain, let me start naming it, even if it's not in existence yet. You have plantain juice. You have plantain Monique. You have plantain Kebrish. Ask me, how does it look like? Don't worry, you will soon see it. You have plantain Cornell Blunter. You have plantain peck. Plantain what? Peck. You have plantain toaster Lisa. You have plantain Kebrida. You have plantain comba. Plantain combo. Plantain combo. You have plantain fisher. Plantain fisher. That plantain fisher contains plantain and fish. You have only just plantain is in form of fried. You have fish on it. It's fish plantain, but you call it plantain combo. You have a name for it, plantain combo. You have fish there. You have, when you taste it, my brother, it's better than jollof rice. This is what I'm talking about. This plantain is what I'm talking about. When you taste it, it is better than jollof rice. When you taste it, it's better than fried rice. The same scientific approach that they use in coming up with some ingredients, and they came out with fried rice. Let scientific caterers start coming up. We want to make delicacies that will be better than fried rice using plantain. That is why I said miscropping is a distraction. I'm not miscropping. I'm into a full-time plantain. So I'm trying to navigate into different aspects that will make plantain a monumental or a continental dish. That when people see, in fact, when they hear, just like they see Amala Depot, when they hear plantain depot, only in one country, let's assume in Nigeria, you have plantain. There's a name that we are going to name it, that once you have a cafeteria in your country, let's assume in Abuja in Nigeria, you have a plantain resource center. Once people hear it, because of what the products, the food that people produce with caterers, scientific caterers have made with plantain, they want to travel from Ethiopia to Abuja. They want to travel from Kenya to Abuja. They want to travel from London to Abuja, because they know that a cafeteria or a plantain resource center, food is there. And when you enter, you see different combination of plantain food. In fact, you have up to 30 to 50 kinds of food that was made with just plantain. You go enjoy tire. You go enjoy tire. That is the mindset. Now, that is the normal local food or dish mindset. Coming into large markets, you talk about plantain flour. You remember the year that they started talking about cassava flour, that they can use cassava flour to replace wheat. The wheat that they use in doing making bread, or the normal flour they use in making bread. They can start using cassava flour. They can just start using plantain flour. They can start using all sorts of. Why? Because it came to their consciousness that since the normal flour for making bread is going high, let's now start looking for other flour that can substitute the normal flour for making bread, while waiting for until that flour went up, and they start looking for it in large quantity. today cassava flour is being sought for in large quantity, and other byproducts from cassava are sought for in large quantity. Why waiting? Why not start thinking of what to do about the farm you are into? Because every farming has its own broad way of hitting international markets. It's because people who are supposed to be discovering those means, they are being distracted, adding cocoa and bread together, adding tomatoes and garri and cassava in one farm, thinking of how to bring a palm tree in their plantain farm, instead of them to sit down and start thinking of how to scientifically influence the market of just one crop they are into. They are being distracted. So that research mentality will not come up because they are extremely distracted on how to combine cocoa and palm fruits, or plantain and palm fruits together. No wonder miscroppers or miscropping farmers are grouped among small-scale farmers or micro farmers, while monocrop farmers are grouped among large-scale. Monocrop farmers are grouped among large-scale. Monocrop farmers are grouped among billion-dollar farmers. For example, Dangote. I will soon build the nest. Yekede bashanta koto. Imparade yekeduziata. Kala shata. I will soon build the nest. Amen. So let's move on. Just imagine if snail and scorpion, or pig and fowl, are grown in the same pen. How would such farmer becomes rich? Not to talk of becoming billionaire. How would they? But when it comes to crops, Africans have been confused with mixed ogbolo and egusi soup farming mentality or investment. I have said it, forefathers' mentality won't take you anywhere. Forefathers' mentality, their aim was to have everything in their compound. So the day they started carrying garri farm, because in their house where they live, they want to carry cassava farm. When they get to the farm, there was what they call okugbo. Every tribe has what they call it. That is a place you build in your farm that when you trek from your main house to your farm, you can spend almost a full day to trek to your farm. They will not build a farmhouse, very small. In that farmhouse, they will not even come with what they will eat. They can cut plantain. They have pepper to cook it. They have tomatoes to make their stew. They have a place to get their rice. They have maize. They have oil, palm oil to get. They have everything. They will only just come to the farm with matches. So they have that mentality in their home where they live. They brought it to the farm where they want to plant in a large quantity, where they will say not even up to 1 acre that they were calling large quantity those days. Oh, that was where they got their mentality from. Where others are making their ways to become billion-dollar rich in just 1 or 2 crops without miscropping. Others are looking for how to add ogbolo, how to mix. For those who enjoy mixing ogbolo and egusi, when you are eating your swallow, ogbolo, and that is the mentality of miscroppers. Yes, these are all the mentalities. Sometimes you can add 3 soup, ogbolo, egusi, and black soup. Oh my God. So that is where they got this mentality from. We, MD Shaw's 5-star, Omori Ephraim Omorodion, is set to break that mentality, that setback approach to farming that we have learned in our agri practice, or that we have learned in our forefathers' way of farming. We want to start breaking them so that we can be loosed to farm, to start farming well. Scientists are coming up in other parts of the world. When they brought maize that were modified. People were saying there was news all over. Don't eat that maize. If I see that maize, the way I'll take rush and chop, you would do and you don't kill them. Don't eat scientifically modified fruits. Which one have you been able to modify in your own mixed cropping mentality? Which of them? You watch hybrid, how they create a hybrid mango, hybrid cashew, hybrid orange. Some people are saying, hey, this thing can cause cancer. This type of can cause. That's why people doesn't last again. Those days, people used to cross 100 years, 150, but nowadays, 50 years, they are gone. 70 years, they are gone. I just laugh at this kind of people, set of people. Non-researching mindset, and you are farming, you call yourself a farmer, you have to rethink and let's approach it the right way. Complex equation will always require complex formula. I hope you are aware. To solve, for example, while solving simultaneous equation, you are required to find the value of x and y. But when solving linear equation, you are required to find just one value. Problems. The more it will require complex formula for resolution. The more the problem, the more it requires more complex formula. Somebody wants to farm cashew, pineapple, cocoa, and plantain in 100 hectares. At the end of the day, it will produce less than 1,000 tons of plantain flour. It will produce less than 1,000 tons of pineapple juice. It will produce less than 1,000 tons of cocoa harvest. It will produce less than 1,000 tons of cashew seed. And when it's now time for sale, he is found in local markets.